Today is Monday, Parashat Tavo, and we're continuing on the subject of the 13 attributes, learning today about the last two in the 13, V'chata'a v'nakeh. And according to the book of Tomer Devorah by Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, V'chata'a parallels in the book of Micha to the words Asher nishbata la'avotenu. And he explains, Yesh b'nei adam she'enam agunim. There are people who are not good people. V'hakadosh baruch hu me'achem al kulam. But Hashem has mercy and compassion on all of them. Upirshu b'Gemara lakatuv v'chanoti et asher achon. And explain in the Gemara about this pasuk, I'll have mercy on the one that I have mercy. Amar hakadosh baruch hu otzar ze le'otam she'enam agunim. יש אוצר חלולים שהקדוש ברוך הוא חונן ונותן להם מתנות חינם, לפי שאומר הקדוש ברוך הוא, הרי יש להם זכות אבות. Even though those people don't have merit on their own, they have the zchut avot, the merit of their forefathers, that Hashem committed to their forefathers, that even though these people are not good people, since they are descendants of our forefathers who were such righteous people, that's why Hashem is merciful towards these people, even though on their own they don't have the merit to be getting from Hashem the type of compassion and mercy that He gives them, but He gives it to them because of Zechut Avot. And also us, ourselves, in emulating Hashem, when we meet people who may be wicked people, you should have compassion towards them, and you should say, after all, they're children of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and if they're not themselves kasher, if themselves are not good people, their forefathers were. And if I was to embarrass or act aggressively towards them or try to relate to them just as wicked people, then and act towards them in a way that is not compassionate, that is in a way that is embarrassing them, then it would not be proper, because their forefathers would be embarrassed through the fact that their descendants are being embarrassed that way. So that's why us also, we have to remember that every fellow Jew is a descendant of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And even if it's on their own merit, they don't have the merit for us to relate to them with compassion and to relate to them in a way that their forefathers would want them to relate to them, then we should do it just for the sake of their forefathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And the 13th of the attributes, Benakeh, parallels to the words in Micha, Mi Me Kedem. And explains here, Kshetama zchut avot v'kayotze, ma yaseh. Let's say the people don't have the merit on their own. Use the merit of their forefathers, but you've already used that merit of the forefathers so many times, then what do you have left to in their favor? Then explains the Ramak, Hare mitzad atzmam en agonim. Then you remember the pasuk in Yirmiyah, Zacharti lach hesed ne'oraich ahavat kelulotayich. HaKadosh Baruch Hu then remembers the special relationship that was between Am Yisrael and Hashem, that they were willing to go after Him in the desert, in a place of desert where there was no food, no water, and they went just because Hashem had them sort of follow Him in the desert. They were willing to do that. Hashem remembers Chesed Ne'oraich, that kindness of your young age, that Am Yisrael committed to follow Hashem, to receive the Torah, etc. And therefore, he always remembers this aspect generations later. Also, he continues and says, also the person should emulate Hashem, even if he doesn't find in them any quality, any redeeming quality of merit. He says, you know what? There was a time before they sinned. It child is born, hasn't done any sins yet. No matter how sinful or wicked a person is, if you go backtrack to earlier ages or earlier time in his lifetime, there was a time that he was a good person. And יזכור להם הטובה שעשו בקטנותם. And remember the good things that they did when they were young. ויזכור להם אהבת גמולי חלב עתיקים שדיים, באופן זה לא ימצא אדם שאינו ראוי לטיבו להתפלל על שלומו לרחם עליו. And if you have that approach, then you're not going to find anyone that doesn't deserve your goodness or doesn't deserve that you pray for his peace and doesn't deserve your compassion. Because even though he may be wicked now, if you go back in time, just like the Jewish people, you go back to the time of the desert, they followed Hashem, they were willing to receive the Torah, they were willing to go in the desert. Also, any person that would be wicked in his young age, when he was a child, he was innocent. He hadn't done anything wrong. So just remember that. And then you will find that there is no one in the whole world that will not deserve your compassion. And because when he was young, he was a person who was innocent. And therefore, this midah, this quality of Hashem, of remembering chesed ne'urayich, is also something that we can emulate. And he closes here by saying, Ad kan higiu 13 midot, we have covered here the 13 attributes, shebahem yeh adam domeh el kono, that a person should do everything possible to emulate, to mimic his creator, because these are midot shel rachamim elionot. These are the 13 midot of mercy, of compassion. And he says here, kmo sheyeh adam mitnaeg lebata, the same way that a person acts in this world, kach yizkeh livtoach lo midah elionah milamala. He will merit measure for measure to have the same type of attribute or quality open from above. The way that he acts here, that's what he will receive from above, from Shamayim. And he causes for that quality to bring light onto the world. In other words, not just towards him, since he's being merciful to other people, that Hashem will be merciful only to him individually. Actually, he creates a kind of a situation where that attribute of mercy, of compassion, is for the whole world. He will light up the world. And that's why you should not belittle these 13 attributes. You should think about them. It should be always on your mind. Pasuk should never leave his mouth, so that he will be always remembering when a certain situation comes in front of you, and to use one of the qualities that we went over, he should remember, and he should say, this depends on this quality. I should be merciful, I should be compassionate because of these 13 attributes that we listed, and he should fulfill it, and that way he will be emulating the 13 mitzvot of Hashem, and he will bring goodness not only to him but to the whole world. And a perfect time to think about these ideas as we come closer to Rosh Hashanah, the 10 days of Teshuvah and Yom Kippur. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'amen.